Hi everybody, it's Jerry. It's time to start a new project on poster design, and the best way to begin the project is to head over to the link on the syllabus to the Carnegie Mellon University Swiss Poster Collection. Um, this is a great little online museum of great Swiss poster design, and the Swiss really defined so much good design in the mid-20th century in terms of typography and design, not only in graphic design but in architecture and furniture design and so many other things. So this is a great place to begin, and the first project is going to involve, I just clicked on the main poster there, just taking a poster that you find among this collection and copying it, plain old copying it. So let me demonstrate what I mean. I'm going to look for a simple poster by Emil Reuter, who is one of the great founding fathers of Swiss poster design. And so let me just put in Reuter and just see what happens. Ooh, no records found. Well, let me go about this a different way then. Hold on a second. Okay, don't know why the Emil Reuter poster didn't get picked up. Oh, it says it's unreliable, working on a solution to the problem. So let's do it a different way here. Take the tour, that's this green button down here, and I'm interested in you finding a poster. There are hundreds and hundreds in here from one of these categories, and I'm going to do a simple type dominant poster. In other words, where you're going to use typography as the main design element and not include a photograph in this case. So I'm looking for Emil Reuter, and it's not in this first set. I'm going to hit the next set, and here's the poster I had my eye on. There's lots of possibilities to choose from here. So I'm going to click the poster, click it again. Should be able to make that larger, but if not, I'll just go with that as it is. And I'm going to right click on it and copy image, and then head over to Photoshop, and say File, New. Okay. Come on, computer, and edit paste or Control V. And what I literally want to do is copy this poster as a way to understand the thinking of the designer, and also as a way to learn Photoshop some more. Let's see, I have also, let me see where that is, a little Wikipedia article. You might want to look up the artist that you're doing. He founded, along with Armin Hoffman, another very important designer, and there's a link on your syllabus just for Armin Hoffman posters, a school, the Basel School of Design, and really was a founding member of the whole idea of the Swiss style along with Armin Hoffman. So as an educator and a typographer, his book also became basic text. I'm just reading from the Wikipedia article here for so many typography programs in Europe and North America. Founded a center in New York City. So, okay, somebody else to look up and know about. So back to the project. The image is tiny here, and I want to have you make a poster, and the size of the poster, because we're doing this online, doesn't have to be the full 13 by 19 inches. In my day classes, we actually take this poster into print, and they're learning about print, what it takes to make a poster that size in print, which basically is to set up your image size. Why don't we do, well, I'm going to do it anyway, 13 by let the height float here to copy this, and the resolution will take it up to 72. Oops, resample image, turn it on, and the width again 13. Constrained proportion should be on also one more time. There we go. So I'm taking the size of this poster up from 161K to almost 4 megabytes. It's still not going to be anything worth looking at in printing. The width is 13 inches, the height floated to 18.477, and the resolution is 72. So this will be a good size for, zoom out here, the web. It'll be a large poster for the web, but it's not going to be quite big enough to use in our print media, to go to print with. Okay, so let's get started here. I'm going to take the eyedropper tool and sample this color. It's kind of raspberry color, and I'm going to use that. Notice it puts it in the foreground here, and we're going to be working with layers on this too, and just type layers. We have his name, Emil Ruder, and Lehrer und Typograph means educator and typographer, basically. And he had a show in Basel from the 3rd of April to the 20th of May 1971. So we can decipher some of this, or we can go back to the actual poster and the information is there. And so basically, here we go. I'm going to just start out by using what I see here as tracing paper. Notice that the new type layer goes over layer 1 here. And I'm going to use, in this case, white font. So I'm just changing my background color to white. And OK. So I have the raspberry in the background now and white in the foreground. So white is up here as an attribute of the type. And we'll do some experimenting as to the size. Let's, I guess, start with 100 points and see where it goes from there. This is a classic sans serif font, and we can't hope to really match it perfectly. So what I'm going to do here is on this layer, I'm going to reduce the opacity down so I can see what I'm doing a little bit. And perhaps on the background, or I can just, why don't I do this? On the background, I'm going to put a fill color of gray so I can see what I'm doing a little bit. It's just a neutral gray here. I'm going to dump paint bucket into the background with the gray color. Now I can see the E, and as I turn on the layer that the poster's on, then I can see what I'm doing, and you can see actually that I need to bring this up now beyond 100 points. So it's just put in values until it looks like the same size. Let's try that and turn this off. Use the move tool. I'm happy with that. And use your arrow keys also. So I'm going to copy the leading, which is the distance between the lines here. Notice this has a beautiful grid in here that's a square in the middle. The tracking, or the kerning, and that's the distance between the letters. I'm going to set these, well, I could set the letters separately, or I could just go ahead and type MIL next. So let me do that. Lowercase. Notice it's wider, so we need to tighten up the tracking. So here on the AV and the characters palette, I'm going to take a minus value here and keep tightening this up until it matches again Emil's design. 75 I think looks good. I'm going to turn off the background, use the move tool. It added it to the same layer here. Not to worry. Let me just retype this then. I'm going to trash this and ahead and grab the type tool and set it again from scratch with a -75. There we go. And see how that stacks up according to the poster. Move tool. Very good. I like it. So let's keep going here. Click the type tool. Check mark. Move tool. Put it in place. Use your arrow keys to tighten it up and get it exactly where you want. This is an elegant sans serif type here, a little bit prettier than plain old Arial, but let's see what happens with regular Arial. Okay, so type tool. I'm just going to set it horizontally separately here. So instead of Arial Black, which is a thick, bold Arial, I'm going to go to regular Arial just to see what it looks like. And Arial is Microsoft's implementation of Helvetica, and Helvetica is the great Swiss sans serif font that this entire these guys were completely known for. So anyway, let me get going. Notice that his layer is a bit finer, and I don't think there's an ability to fake. No, there isn't. Lighter. We'd have to go out and search the web for a lighter font. You could also take some time to look through some of these to see if any of these are a lighter sans serif, but no big deal here. I'm going to go with what I have anyway. And I just want to check the poster also for okay, it's the same. We could call it white or off-white or gray. I'm going to stay with the white for now. So let's go back to Photoshop and set it with the check mark and then rotate it and edit it as we need it, as we lay it over. So edit, transform, rotate 90 clockwise. Take the move tool. Looks like it fits perfectly with the same tracking, which is -75 here. So let me keep going. So this is important stuff. So UND space. Edit, transform, rotate, move tool, arrow key. Notice that it's a little bit tighter. So in the interest of copying exactly, I can take my type tool and, oops. Sometimes the type tool can be unruly. Here we go. Highlight it and try -50 just to see. Okay, I think that's better. You can also type in individual values in here. His setting is just a little bit different than this. In the interest of time, I could split. It would be nice to split these into 2 words right now, and type und and put it on its own layer, and then typograph and put it on its own layer, and then tweak this just a little bit more to get it just how you want it. And okay, let's see. Just to see how we're doing along the way here, we'll add a layer. Oops, cancel that, a new layer, and I'm going to put it under the type layers. Just by dragging it. I'm working on a small screen to make the movie here, so it's a little bit tricky. And let's just fill it with that raspberry color that we used here. We can turn this layer on and off to see under it. So I'm just taking the paint bucket and dumping it on that layer. So it's coming along. As I mentioned, I would fix this up a little bit and watch how the letter forms are relating one to the other. Keep this grid perfect in here. His whole thing was grid design, and that's another long discussion, but okay. And the last element, which you can figure out yourself, is to lay in this text up here. Going back to what we know from the poster, you can just decipher it. Okay, and then as always, you can trash the unwanted layer in the end. Let's just assume I'm finished with this, and I'm going to flatten this down. I'm turning on this layer, and then layer flatten image. And let's say I like it, I've got it all finished up. In File, Save as a JPEG. And name it, JPEG it, know where you're putting it, and post it to the blog. And if you knock this off pretty quickly, why not try a second one? And for next week, what we'll be doing is designing your own poster. And so to think ahead on that one, what you're doing as a poster informs the public about a happening, something that's going on. And it can be a cultural event, an art opening, a theater event, and so on. You're gathering people to come someplace to see something. It could be a sports event as well. So have fun, browse through all those posters, pick one or two or more out and copy it and post it to the blog, and we'll see you later. Take care.